In the small town of Blackwood, there stood an old, decaying asylum that had been abandoned for decades. The building had a dark and haunting history, shrouded in mystery and whispered tales of horror. Locals would speak of strange noises coming from the asylum at night, and some claimed to have seen eerie figures moving through the broken windows. Rumors spread like wildfire, and fear kept people away from the forsaken place. But curiosity has a way of drawing people closer to the unknown. One night, a group of friends Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily gathered around a campfire, sharing scary stories and legends about the abandoned asylum. They laughed nervously, dismissing the tales as mere exaggerations. However, as the night wore on and the fire's embers grew dim, Emily suggested they venture to the asylum to see for themselves if there was any truth to the stories. The others hesitated but were intrigued by the idea. After all, it was just a place, they reassured themselves. With flashlights in hand, the group set out on their daring adventure. The asylum loomed before them, an imposing silhouette against the moonlit sky. They entered cautiously, their footsteps echoing through the dark corridors as dust danced in their flashlight beams. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and neglect. As they explored further, they came across old patient rooms, abandoned medical equipment, and tattered furniture. Each step they took seemed to intensify the feeling that they were not alone. Shadows played tricks on their minds, and they started hearing whispers in the silence. The whispers grew louder and more distinct, though the source remained hidden. Panic began to creep into their hearts, and they considered leaving, but a strange fascination kept them rooted to the spot. Emily, the most daring of the group, suggested they split up to cover more ground and find the source of the whispers. Alex and Mark hesitated, but Sarah reluctantly agreed, not wanting to appear weak in front of the others. As they separated, the eerie atmosphere intensified. Sarah's flashlight flickered, casting dancing shadows on the peeling wallpaper. In the distance, she could hear the distinct sound of footsteps echoing through the corridors, but every time she turned her head, nothing was there. Meanwhile, Alex and Mark were experiencing their own strange encounters. Alex heard what sounded like a child's laughter, echoing through the abandoned halls. Mark saw glimpses of movement out of the corner of his eye, but whenever he turned to face it, the figure vanished. As the minutes passed, fear and paranoia took hold of them. They called out to each other, trying to regroup, but their voices seemed to dissipate into the darkness. Panic began to consume them, and the line between reality and imagination blurred. Just as they were about to give up and find their way out, they stumbled upon a hidden room deep within the asylum. Inside, they discovered a dusty journal that detailed the tragic story of a young girl named Eleanor who had been wrongly committed to the asylum. The entry spoke of her torment and anguish, and how she was driven to insanity by the cruel treatments she endured. As they read the chilling accounts, the whispers returned, but this time, they were clear and unmistakable. The voice of a tormented soul spoke directly into their minds, revealing the truth behind the asylum's dark past. Eleanor's restless spirit had lingered all these years, trapped in the abandoned building, seeking solace and redemption. Feeling a mixture of fear and compassion, the friends vowed to help Eleanor find peace. They decided to hold a makeshift seance, hoping to communicate with the spirit and offer her the closure she desperately needed. With trembling hands, they followed a ritual they found in a journal, calling out to Eleanor with sincere intentions. In the flickering candlelight, they felt a presence surround them, and the whispers grew more intense. Slowly, the spirit of Eleanor began to materialize, her sorrowful eyes gazing upon the group. She revealed her story and the injustice that had befallen her. Touched by her plight, the friends promised to share her story with the world, to expose the atrocities that had occurred within the asylum's walls. As they made their vow, a sense of peace washed over Eleanor, and her spirit began to fade, finally finding the release she had sought for so long. In the days that followed, the friends kept their promise and shared Eleanor's tragic tale with the town and beyond. The asylum was investigated, and the truth was brought to light. The town recognized the need to acknowledge its dark history, and a memorial was erected in honor of Eleanor and the countless others who had suffered within those walls. Though the asylum remained abandoned, The whispers ceased, and the town began to heal from its haunted past. And so, the old asylum stood as a reminder of the importance of remembering the forgotten, listening to the voices of the past, and finding compassion in the face of tragedy. The friends' lives were forever changed by their encounter with the whispers in the abandoned asylum, and the memory of that fateful night would remain etched in their hearts forever. Thanks you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Wait for the next video. See you, bye bye.